Hello everyone, this is Teacher Maria Cristina Mariola, your today's facilitator. I will help you understand how to identify regions under the normal curve and be able to graph the area that corresponds to the given z-score. So just sit down and relax and enjoy learning. So first of all, let us have the z-score table. Let us download z-score table. Itong table na to ang gagamitin natin to be our basis in graphing the area under the normal curve. So this is downloadable naman sa internet. Makikita naman natin ito sa Google. So type nyo lang sa inyong browser, z-score table. Or for some statistics books, it is called the standard normal table Z. This table is used when we want to get the area of our z value. So what are the different parts of the z-score table? So yung nasa left side, ito ang ating z values. Be sure na meron na tayong computations ng ating z-score. Ito namang nasa itaas ay yung hundredths place of a z value. Z values are expressed in decimal numbers. After the decimal point sa kanan, di ba? Ang una ay ang 10th value, then yung sumunod is the hundredths place value. So tandaan, dito natin sa itaas, titignan ang hundredths place value ng ating z-score. At ito namang mga nakikita natin mga decimal numbers, ito ang mga corresponding area na ating hinahanap given the z-score. How to use the z-score table? So let us have our first example. What is the area that corresponds to z equals 1? So first thing to do is to locate z value sa left side. Hanapin natin yung 1. Since it is a whole number, it means 1.00. So sa itaas, ang hundredths place niya is 0.00. So yung naka-shaded value which is 0.3413 is the area that corresponds if z equals 1. So yan na yung hinahanap nating value, 0.3413. Then later, I will show you how to graph using the normal curve. Okay, for the next example, we have what is the area that corresponds to z equals 1.2. So sa left side, makikita natin si 1.2. And then, yung sa taas, since it is 1.20, so we have 0.00 as the hundredths place. So ang hinahanap nating value is 0.3849. For our last example, what is the area that corresponds to z equals 1.24? So, saan natin siya hahanapin? So, hahanapin natin siya sa 1.2. And then, what is the hundredths place? So, sa taas, ang hundredths place is 0.04. So, from 1.2 papunta sa 0.04, ang value na hinahanap natin is 0.3925. Ayan, kung malinaw na ang paggamit ng table, let us now graph. Example number 1. Find the area that corresponds to z equals 1.2, then sketch the graph. Before graphing the area, let us first locate from the table 1.2. And then, since the hundredths place is 0.00, so ang hinahanap nating area that corresponds to 1.2 is 0.3949. So, yun yung naka-shaded yellow. Okay? So, here is the normal curve, standard normal curve of a probability distribution. Diba? It looks like a bell. It is a bell shape. So, nasa ibaba, naka-indicate ang ating z-score values. 0 is the center point, and at the right of 0 are positive 1, positive 2, positive 3. Then at the left of 0 are the negative values of z-score. So, we have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So, how to graph z equals 1.2? So, ang ibig sabihin yan, z is positive. So, from 0, ayan, so gamit tayo ng pen. So, from 0, o kaya yung highlighter na lang, ano? So, from 0 to 1.2, so we have here from 0, so make a straight line from 0, and then locate where is 1.2 in the graph. So, from 0 to 1.2, papuntang 1.2. So, lagpas ka lang ng konti sa 1, and then draw a vertical line papunta sa taas. So, that means, from 0 to 1.2, this is the shaded region. So, i-shade mo na lahat. From 0 to 1.2, this is the area that corresponds to z equals 1.2. So, ang ibig sabihin yan, meron lang tayong 39.49%. Okay, so that is the shaded region. Yan yung area na tinutukoy dito sa problem number 1. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, yung graph mo ay matatagpuan mo dito sa right side since it is positive. Okay? Hanapin mo lang yung 1.2. Sobra ka sa 1, and then 0.1, 0.2, and then shade. Okay? So, counter-check mo, dapat yung naka-shaded area is only 39%. 39.49%. Okay, di ba? Ang sabi natin that the total area under the normal curve is 100%. Then, yung kalahati, since symmetrical yon, di ba? 50% sa kaliwa, 50% sa kanan. So, yung 1.2 is equivalent to 39%, 39.49%. 39.49. Okay, so next example. Find the area that corresponds to z equals 2.33. Okay, locate 2.3 from the table. And then ang hundreds place natin is 0.03. So, ang hinahanap nating value is 0.4901. And then now we are ready to graph. Okay, so we have from 0, so shade from 0, and since it is positive, okay, so hanapin yung 2.33. Nasa kanan siya, no? Since it is positive. From 0 to 2.33. So, hindi pa siya lalabas ng 2.5, 2.1, 2.2, 2.33. Okay? Then, okay. So, this is the region. No? The region that corresponds to the area of z equals 2.33. So, you shade the graph between 0 and 2.33. So, that is at the right of 0. So, counter-check yung percent. We have 0.4901. So, that means how many percent is the shaded area? So, it is almost 50%. No, it is 49% and 01. 49.01%. So, ito yung area na tinutukoy dito sa number 2. Okay, madali lang. Kapag ang positive yung J, so that means at the right of 0. So, yung shaded area mo ay nasa kanan. So, counter-check mo yung how big is the shaded region. So, it is 49.01 and it is almost half the arm. Okay? So, this is the figure. Okay, next example. Find the area that corresponds to negative 2.33. So our Z value is equal to negative 2.33. So since sa table, wala naman tayong negative, diba? So the area that corresponds to negative 2.33 is the same as the area of positive 2.33. So that is also equal to 0.4901. So to graph the negative Z value, of course, dito ka sa at the left of 0. Since your Z score is negative. So from 0 again, hanapin natin yung negative 2.33 in the graph. So from 0, going to negative 1, negative 2, to negative 2.1, negative 2.2, negative 2.3. Okay? So, this is the shaded region. From 0, going to the left, going to negative 2.3. And then draw straight line. And then shade. Okay, so if it is negative, so the graph should be located at the left of 0. Yan yung area na tinutukoy sa number 3 examples. Z is equal to negative 2.33. Almost half the normal curve because it is 49%. 49.01%. Okay, let us try to have the fourth example. Determine the area under the standard norm curve more than Z equals 2.1. So if you notice class, in the given problem, meron tayong clue dito, no? We are looking for the area that corresponds to more than Z equals 2.1. So, unlike sa example 1, 2, and 3, eksakto yung area na hinahanap. Pero dito, it is more than. No? Sabi dito, the area that we are looking for is more than Z equals 2.1. So, kapag ganito class, gagamitan natin ang table. So, here are the clues and expressions na makikita natin sa given problem. So, kapag nakita natin yung greater than, o kaya to the right of z, or at least z equals, or more than, kagaya na example natin ngayon, more than, or above. Then titignan din natin yung z-score value. If it is positive, then meron tayong gagawin the next step. So, what will be the next step? What is the operation to be used? So, gagamitan natin siya ng subtraction. So, ano yung, what are you going to subtract? You are going to subtract the area that corresponds to the given z-score value from 0.5. And why, ma'am or teacher? Bakit 0.5? No, ang magiging minimum niya. So, since half of the normal curve is 50%, that is 0.5. So, we need to subtract from 0.5. No, if z-score value is positive. So, mamaya makikita natin or makiklear sa idea natin bakit tayo nagsasubtract or nag-a-add kapag tayo ay nag-graph na. No? Nag-a-add sa 0.5. So, kung ang ginamit naman is or the given z value is negative, and then we have the following expressions, greater than, to the right, or at least, or more than, or above. No? So, pag sinabi natin at least, yun yung pinakamababa. Pwedeng at least pinakamababa, pwede pang sumobra. Diba? So, we need to add to 0.5. And that is if your z-score value is negative. Okay? Tandaan yung mga clues or expressions na nandito. No? So, kung ang ginamit naman sa problem is less than, at most, no more than, or not greater than, or to the left of z. So, tignan nyo din yung z-score value. If it is positive, you add to 0.5. And if it is negative, you subtract from 0.5. Okay, balikan natin ang ating problem. Determine the area under the standard norm curve more than z equals 2.11. Then sketch the graph. So, first thing to do is to locate 2.1 and the hundredths place is 0.01 since z is equal to 2.11. Okay? So, ang hinahanap nating value is 0.4826. So, this is equal to 0.4826. And then the next step is to subtract from 0.5. Ayan yung ginamitan natin na natin. So, since ang clue dito is more than, no? We need to subtract from 0.5. So, 0.5 minus 0.4826 is equal to 0.0174. Okay? So, ito na yung area na tinutukoy sa number 4. Paano naman i-graph yung more than z equals 2.11? So, kung nakita nyo, if you notice, the percentage of the area to be shaded should be only 1.74. No? 0.0174 in percent form is 1.74%. So, dapat maliit lang yung graph. No? So, that's why you need to subtract from 0.5, yung kalahati. So, where is 2.11? So, in the graph, 2.11 is located at the right, tama? So, from 2.11, you plot the point 2.11, sobra lang siya ng konti sa 2.1, tama? So, if this is 2.1, that's the first thing to do, no? 2.1 or 2.11 in the graph. Sabi dyan, more than 2.11. So, where are you going to shade? At the left or at the right of 2.11? Sabi, dun sa problem, it is more than 2.11. So, of course, you are going to change to the right. Kasi, more than. Ibig sabihin, sobra sa 2.11 ang ating graph. So, from 2.11 going to 3. So, this is only 1% of the graph. Clear? So, counter check nyo. The percentage is 1.74. So, 0.0174 is 1.74%. Okay? So, that is the graph. Okay, let us proceed to example number 5. Determine the area under the standard norm curve to the right of j equals negative 2.5. Repeating the graph and then locate where is 2.5 in the table. No? So 2.5 and negative 2.5 has the same value. No? So we have 0.4938. So the 100 space is 0 since it is negative 2.50. So ang hinahanap nating value is 0.4938. And since the given expression in the problem is to the right and taking into consideration the negative sign of our z-score, so we need to add. No? Addition is the operation to be used. So 0.5 plus 0.4938 is equal to 0.9938. So take note that the area that should be shaded is 99.38. No? Konti niya lang 100% yan. Medyo malaki-laki din ang ating i-shade. So, ano ang una natin ipa-plot? Yung negative 2.5. Tingin kayo dun sa problem. Ano ba yung given z-score dyan? So, negative 2.5. So, from 0, negative 1, papunta sa kaliwa. Negative 2, then lagpas ka ng kalahati. That is negative 2.5. So, since ginamit to the right, so mula sa negative 2.5, papunta sa kanan. Take note of the expression to the right of. So, papunta sa kanan yun, to the right. And, ang magbibigay pa sa inyo ng clue is the percentage kung nakuha natin sagot. Diba, ang nakuha natin sagot is 99. 0.9938. So, that is 99%. Ibig sabihin, more than half. It is not only more than half, but it is almost 100%. Diba, sabi sa ating properties of normal curve distribution is what? The area under the normal curve, the total area is equal to 1 or 100%. Diba? So, pag sinave mo lahat yan, 100%. Pero yung area na tinutukoy dito sa problem nito is 99.38. So, meron pa siyang natitirang 100% minus 99.38. Meron pa siyang unshaded region. Sa left side. Tama. Hanggang 2.5 lang. Okay. So, that's it. So, yan ang itsura ng graph ng at the right of negative 2.5. Okay. So, that is the graph. Naiintindihan na ba? Hanggang dulo yan. Okay, let us proceed to example number 6. Determine the area under the standard norm curve not more than z equals 1.5. Okay, so locate the equivalent z-score value. So we have 1.5 and we have 0.00. So we have 0.432. Okay, so since ang ginamit na expression is not more than and our z-score is positive, so we need to add 0.5 plus 0.4332 is equal to 0.932. So be careful class. Dapat alamin natin kung kailan tayo mag-add or magsusubtract from 0.5. So sa problem na ito, we add 0.5 and 0.4332. So ang shaded area should be equal to 0.932 or 93%. 93.32. So let us locate what? 1.5 in the graph. Where is 1.5? So going to the right from 0 to 1 to 1.5, that is between, no? Between 1 and 2. Okay, so 1.5 is the boundary. And sabi dun sa problem is not more than. So the value should not be not more than 1.5. So saan yan papunta? Sa kanan ba ng 1.5 o sa kaliwa ng 1.5? Since it is not more than, so dapat pupunta ka sa kaliwa. Hindi ka dapat sumobra ng 1.5. That's na ba how to graph? Okay, and this should be 93%. So tama, kasi more than half. Yung shaded natin dito ay sobra sa kalahati and it is almost, no? 93% na siya guys. So, i-draw nyo muna yung mga boundary and then shade all. This is 93.32%. Values, the shaded region, ito yung tinutukoy sa problem na ito that it is not more than 1.5. Okay? That's it. Okay, let us proceed to example number 7. Determine the area under the standard norm curve less than z equals negative 0.35. Okay, ang ginamit na expressions naman dito is less than z equals negative 0.35. Okay, where is the value that is equivalent to 0.35? So we have 0.1368. Okay, are we going to add or subtract this from 0.5 kung less than yung ginamit? Okay, so we have to subtract from 0.5 minus 0.1368. This is equal to 0.3632. Okay, so it is less than half the normal curve. So let us locate negative 0.3. Where is negative 0.3 in the graph? So, it is at the left of 0. So, hindi ka na makakarating sa negative 1. 0.3 lang siya, no? Medyo kalahati. So, draw the boundary from 0 to negative 0.35. Okay, upward and then less than. So, when we say less than, anong ibig sabihin yan? Yung less than meaning mas mababa. Mas bababa sa 0.3 negative. Punta ka sa kaliwa. Kasi less than yung ginamit na expression. And then counter check nyo how big is the graph. It should be 36%. 36.32%. Problem number 7. Okay, so marami na tayong examples. I hope na iintindihan nyo na on how to identify the region. Okay, under the normal curve. Okay, let us proceed to number 8. Find the area under the standard normal curve between z equals 1.27 and z equals negative 0.15. So, how is this differ from the first 7 examples? So, we have 2 z values here. Z is 4. So, the first z is positive 1.27 and the next z is negative 0.15. So, meron din tayong clue, no? Kapag ang ginamit na expressions is between the first z and the next z. So, titignan lang natin yung signs if we are going to subtract or if we are going to add the two areas. No? Since ito ay different signs or unlike signs, the first one is positive and the second one is negative. So, the operation to be used is to add. What are you going to add? The two areas na makikita natin sa table. Okay, let us try. Okay, so going back to the problem. Find the area under the standard normal curve between z equals 1.27 and z equals negative 0.15. Atin namang unahin yung pag-graph. Okay, so i-graph natin yung 1.27. That is at the right of 0. And lagpas lang ng konti sa 1. That is 1.2. Okay, and negative 0.1. 5. That is lagpas lang ng konti sa kaliwa ng 0. Since it is negative. Boundary. Okay? And then, in between them, sa gitna niya, yun yung ating nahanap na graph. Okay? So, from negative 0.1 to positive 1.27. Okay? So, ito na yung area. The region that corresponds between 1.27 and negative 0.15. So if you notice, the graph is less than 50%, right? So dapat yung computations na makukuha natin is less than 50%. Hindi dapat lalagpas ng 50%. Yung area na makukuha natin. Okay? Are you going to add or are you going to subtract the two areas? Ano yung sinasabi sa table? If they have different sign, ano gagawin natin kapag different sign sila? Add, addition or subtraction. Okay, proceed to step 2. Get the equivalent value of 1.25 and negative 0.15. Okay? Then, you are going to add the two corresponding areas. So, unlike signs, different signs, you add the two corresponding areas. So, the area for 1.27 is 0.3933 and the corresponding area for negative 0.15 is the same with positive 0.15, which is 0.0596. So, the sum is 0.4576. Okay? So, the shaded area is 45 point. Okay, let us proceed to problem 9. Find the area under the standard normal curve between z equals 0.12 and z equals 2.28. No? Our z scores are both positive. Ano kaya magiging itsura ng kanilang graph? No? Saan kaya nakalocate ang graph ng 0.12 and z equals 2.28? So, since they are both positive, dapat makikita yan sa kanan ng 0. Tama po ba? Okay. So, 0.12 is at the right of 0. And 2.28, nandito din siya sa positive area. Okay? Then, the shades all. Yan na yung area na hinahanap dito sa problem natin. Okay? Kung nakikita nyo, yan ay less than half. Tama? Kasi meron pa siyang naiwan na unshaded dito sa kanan. The 2.2 lang siya. Tama? So, kapag sinod natin to, dapat mas maliit sa 50% ang makukuha natin sagot sa computations. Okay? So, what is the rule na sabi sa table? Na kapag parehas sila ng sign, yung given natin dyan, kung parehas ng sign yan, we need to subtract. Okay? So, find first the equivalent value. So, 0.12 and 2.28. The corresponding value from the table is 0.4887. That is the corresponding area of 2.28. And the corresponding area of 0.12 is 0.0478. Okay, na-gets ba class? So, meron tayong 0.4409 or 44.09% is the shaded region. Okay, so let us proceed to our last example. Suppose a man has an average of 68 years old with a standard deviation of 3 years. What is the probability of getting an age greater than 72 years old? So, meron tayong clue dito na greater than. Okay, for step 1, we need to solve first for the z-score. Z-score is not yet given. No? So, the formula to be used in our lecture last time, we have z equals x minus u, which is the mean, over the standard deviation. So, identify the x or the random variable in the problem. So, identify also the mean and the standard deviation. Okay, the mean is equal to 68 since meron siyang clue na average. And then, yung SD, the standard deviation is 3 years, equivalent to 3. And then, x, which is the random variable, equal to 72 years old. So, following the formula, we have 72 minus 68, then divide this by 3. Okay? So, we will get 4 over 3 or in decimal number or in decimal form, this is equal to 1.33. So our z-score is equal to 1.33. Then step 2, get the equivalent value of 1.33 from the z-score table. So the equivalent value of 1.33, we are going to subtract this from 0.5. Since meron tayo dyan na clue na greater than. And our z-score is positive. So subtracting 0.5 minus 0.4082. So this is the equivalent value of our z-score, 1.33. We will get 0.091. Okay, subtraction yung gagamitin natin. Since meron tayong clue na greater than, and then our z-score is positive. So, if you notice, 9.18% lang ang probability. So, the probability is equal to 9.18% or 0.0918. So, how are you going to graph this? Saan tayo mag-graph? Siyempre, balik ka dun sa z-score mo. Our z-score is 1.33. So, where is 1.33 in the graph? So, from 0, lalakad ka sa 1. Where is 1.33? So, this is 1.33. And sabi dun sa problem solving is greater than. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, lahat ng values greater than 1.33, that is the shaded region. So, papunta ka sa kanan. Okay? So, counter-check mo kung ito ay 9% lang na graph. Dapat maliit lang yung shaded region mo. Kasi yung computations mo is nasa 9.8% lang. So, 72 years old, the probability of getting the age of 72 is 9.18%. So, yan on ang paggamit, no, how to apply in problem solving. Okay? So, meron na tayong some examples. So, I hope you have learned many things about identifying the regions and graphing the area under the normal curve. Okay, so do not forget to like and subscribe our YouTube channel, TLC Math Made